Okay, all right, welcome back. So, first topic today is, of course, we know Unilag, SSANU, and NASU has confirmed the strike as at yesterday. So, I'm just going to read a short synopsis on what actually transpired and why they actually had to go for the strike. Now, the national president of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian University, SSANU, Muhammad Ibrahim, said its members and those of the non-academic staff union of educational and associated institution, NASU, embarked on a nationwide strike because they have been pushed to the walls. According to him, the two groups eventually decided to embark on the strike as a last resort after several attempts and meetings with government officials to resolve the challenges they had that hit them. Now, the group commenced an indefinite nationwide strike within campuses of public universities that was on Sunday to demand immediate release of their 4-month withheld salaries. He added that although the newly appointed Minister of Education had reached out to him for discussion, however, members of the group would not back down from strike until payment were made. Now, reaction to this, a Unilag student actually came out and made a video, although I didn't pick the video, and was complaining, saying that she had to pay through her nose, she had to hustle, she had to work hard, she doesn't have someone to sponsor her just to pay for school fee and to be able to finish school on time. But right now, this strike is hindering a lot of students just because they have a 4-month salary. Like, okay, invariably what she's trying to say is they have not paid you for 4 months, but I had to work more than a year, 2 years, to be able to raise my academic tuition fee to be able to pay that. And before this, initially we had President Tinubu talk about, you know, this payment and this SSANU and the strike which you're about to start, and of course about their salary. He made a statement, but I did not read the statement because I wanted us to hear exactly from President Tinubu how we addressed this before, of course, the strike started. Let's watch the video.
We are going to embark on this journey together, united. No one is too small to be creative. Inshallah, we will work together. And we pay attention, undivided attention to your education. We will be creative. Credit will be available. Education loan will be available. 4 years course will be 4 years course. No more strike. Your universities will have their autonomy to be able to upgrade your syllabuses and be creative. No more selling of handout.
Anyways, from the president Dex, this is a good say, but just almost immediately after making such statement, we have them commencing strike as students are coming out and reporting that this was what he said, now something else is already happening. What's your take about this back and forth?
I think that statement was made during the campaign. It was during the campaign. And I just don't want to believe whatever a politician promised during the campaign. Like I've always said, never you trust any politician. Never you trust them. Not quite long when he came on board as a president, they also embarked on strike.
Yeah.
Because of unpaid salary, and they started complaining about their salaries that have been, and allowances that have not been paid, especially agreement reached as far back as 2009. But unfortunately, if you listen to what he said, he will pay attention. He will do this, he will do this. Why is it that those promises have not been, at least we have not seen about 50% implemented? Why is it that they are now coming to complain what they complained before he came on board? I listened to the president yesterday, I mean the national president, and he complained of, he said they are tired of talking. But these foremost areas, he said that when he had meeting with the president, including the secretary of the federal government and Labour president, and NLC president, he said the president promised to pay it. And I don't know why it has not been paid, though lecturers have been paid, but some other people have not been paid. And the man was saying that he had been having meeting with about 4 ministers.
Yeah.
The last one was, I think, in July, up to now. But my question is this: why can't we be credible? Why can't we be honest? Why can't we be to be held responsible? Talk is cheap, but you see that it's just do what I say, don't do what I do. It gives room to be it was some of these things. The student, look at the young lady you read about, said she saved for 1 year before coming, and now they are going on strike. Only God knows when they will call back. And I remember how much I paid for my nephew that went to school. Yeah. Close to 800,000 at Federal University. And someone will pay that, not quite long, not up to 1 month the school resumed, they're going on strike. It's worrisome. It's something that our leaders need to think about. But you see, some of these our leaders, almost 90% of them went through these institutions and they were on scholarship. Now the poor man's children are there. A course that will, he said 4 years with 4 years. But you have now seen that even the 4 years is now multiplied by 2, 8 years. So is that the way forward? Any nation that does not pay attention to education is bound to do. And that is why he said the nearest way to riches is through education. But unfortunately, the nearest way to riches is not through politics. So unfortunately to me, our education attention should be paid to education. Otherwise, we are being taken back more than 30 years back. Before. I remember in our own days now, there was nothing like strike. There was nothing like strike. Everything was almost free. But today, our public institutions, especially the federal universities, state universities, are nothing to write home about. And that is why they rush to private universities. And they pay through their nose. And at the end of it is their money. They will come up with first class that cannot even defend some of these things. So to me, what is happening in our educational system is very, very bad. And we need to, why not address the issue they are pointing at?
Which is the salary.
You see, the 4 months salaries that the president had approved. And I remember he said they called the attention of the president. The president said he doesn't know that it has not been paid, which means something is happening. Somebody is withholding it. Somebody is sitting on it. Why is it that this is not the first minister? This is not the second minister. This is not the third minister. This is the fourth minister.
They've appointed.
It has not been implemented. Something should be done.
Something should be done. Okay, we still have Comrade with us, and I'm just going to say that this video is as far back, like you said, it was when he actually came out. That was, I think, March. I've forgotten the date. 2023. That's when he made that video, and it's a year, and it's more than a year now. Expecting that such should have been implemented already. But you know,
let me tell you, one thing I have said is that I don't want to use another parables that may be unfriendly to the air. But then, don't believe any politician on whatever promise he made during campaign. Don't believe them. Because they are just using it to deceive you. This statement was made during the political rally somewhere. But has it been implemented? And if you call him now, he said he never made that statement. We have had something like that. So
yeah, of course we have that.
He didn't make that. He didn't make that. I don't know whether that was my voice or that was my person.
Maybe it was doctored.
So, no, but you had it. That was not doctored.
Of course.
So the issue now is that something is wrong with our leaders. But must it continue like that? The answer is no. When they are complaining, you now come on air to deceive the public that their demands have been made 90% or 85%. And they are now saying, if you have made it, why are we still complaining? Bring evidence to show that you have met our demands. They cannot. So propaganda, lies, deceitfulness is something that cannot take us anywhere.
Okay.
So be straightforward, be honest. If there's no money, there are money everywhere. Because some of these, we talked about reducing the governance. We'll talk about this, we'll talk about this, we'll talk about this. If those things are channeled towards our education and healthcare, this country will move forward. But
you know, just to,
it is for their own self.
Yeah, just to
their children are not here.
Let me just add to what you actually said now. I'm not trying to be, I'm just trying to go with what the president said recently, which he made a statement, and it's more like an ultimatum, restricting the number of security personnel that follow, go around with any politician, any leader, and at the same time, their convoy. If I remember correctly, it was 3 convoy and 5 official security. Yeah, to a minister. So I think maybe he's trying to still toe in that line, but he doesn't want to, you know, be harsh about that. But anyways, we have comrade. I want comrade to
we have said it, but let us see be implemented.
Yeah, exactly.
Until when we see a minister, is it when you asked to go with on it?
Okay, let me just ask. 6 days ago, we had President Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually talking to, you know, the staffs of universities, you know, the teachers, lecturers, telling them to actually be patient. Okay, telling them to actually give peace a chance and avail themselves of the opportunity to negotiate, of course, created by his administration. So, comrade, from this statement, this was made 6 days ago, the statement by the president. Do you actually think that from this statement is as though the president is making it seem like the staff of university are not ready to negotiate, or do you think that the staff actually are negotiating, but they are trying to not understand where they are coming from? So I don't know. I'm not trying to put a blame game here, but where do you think the problem is coming from? Because if the president could say, you should create peace because we're trying to negotiate, does it mean that they are not accepting the negotiation, or the president is trying to cut down whatever, you know, negotiation they're bringing from their own part? What's your take, comrade?
Yes, thank you so very much. First and foremost, thank you for this opportunity. You see, Amika Cabral taught us that he said it's one of his species that tell no lie to achieve victory. You see, in the course of Mr. President's campaign, many lives they are being told just to claim cheap victory, and that is the scenario where we have found ourselves today. The Nasu Fano President indefinite strike for this book, I think it's over unpaid allowances, poor working conditions, and government failures to address concerns. And with the present state of this strike, the impact, will be very, very grievous on an average Nigerian student, because there is going to cause disruption of university activities. Student academic calendar will be affected, and potential escalation to national strike, as the case may be. You see, these present political leaders, since we went back to democracy in 1999, have been working tirelessly against an average Nigerian public, against the public educational system in Nigeria, because one, even the funding to education itself is so poor. And when you look at it, you see that most of these political office holders hardly you will find one that has not established a private university in this country. So they are thriving in their own business, and they are trying to abysmally kill the educational sector, so that time will come, an average Nigerian, a poor or indigent student, we may not access or be able to access the public university or public school. They have it everywhere, and they are now giving power to private owned universities and let me say missionary owned universities or institutions at the detriment of public universities. This is not a good a good example of how a nation will develop academically. They are killing best brains. They are trying to make education unaccessible to poor Nigerian masses. They are making education to become a priority, which ordinarily is a right for every Nigerian to access quality and qualitative education. So time will come, as I said, gradually they are killing educational system, and don't be surprised, sooner than later they may decide to privatize our educational institution. I'm telling you. So the government that we have presently is all about revenue, making money, by all means. So you see, they will now look at, they privatized electricity in the past, fine. Then what is left? They will privatize education, that it will become a very difficult task, for Nigerians parents to send their children to school, to public school. And then what will be the end time result? Brain drain. And it will take us nowhere. We are not going to develop in such situation, because we have been left behind among committee of nations who are developing, their educational system to lift, to make economic growth and the technology and economic sustainability of their own country. So we have not achieved anything good in that, in respect to that. So the government have no excuse. They should speak to SANU and NASU so that they go back to school, because the ASU members themselves cannot do the job alone, because all hands will say make light work. So if today NASU, SANU falling off the strike, by tomorrow ASU will still have other issues to engage the government in. And then an average student now that supposed to spend 4 years, for a 4 years course, spending 7-8 years, and their own children are in private universities and even abroad. So it is not good for Nigerians. It's not a good style, but most of us, during our days, we enjoy the best of education, uninterrupted educational system. You understand? But now things have gone,
Okay, thank you very much, comrade.
That's it.
Okay, thank you very much, comrade, for that input. Thank you very much. We can see that from all the indications, from what Mazi and comrade said, basically they enjoyed good education system, but right now is as though everyone is for their pockets. But I wouldn't want to use that word, because obviously they have to fend for themselves, they have to feed, they have to move around, they have to do some certain things for themselves, their personal selves and family. So the salary payment is definitely very, very needed. But at the same time,
that's not you see, nobody's saying that they should not
go on strike.
No, nobody's saying that they should not be paid very well. I mean, those that are in authority now. But what we are saying, myself or comrade and myself, were saying that these our leaders, most of them enjoyed good education. And today they don't want the children of the masses to go through that. Their children are no longer here. The poor masses, those that elected them, their children in public schools, public university, but their children are in the private university paying millions at the expense of this. So like what Comrade said, more sooner than later, the public schools will be destroyed, and the poor man will not have a place to send his or her child. That's what we're saying. But to rescue it is now. If you will listen to these people complaining, pay them their agreed wages, pay them their agreed allowances. Why are you... Look, since 2009, they have been complaining of agreement entered, not implemented. And today, they will embark on strike. Tomorrow, you call them. Don't be surprised, before the weekend, they will go to court and obtain injunction, thereby postponing the evil day. So, I said the normal thing should be done. Let them look at these people. Are they actually our leaders? If they are our leaders, we are their employers. We employ them. They should listen to us. We are complaining. Somebody called me that they said, my brother in the NBC said they listen to you every day on Galaxy, which means Galaxy is being monitored everywhere. So what we are saying is that we are not asking you should not take your own. Let the poor masses enjoy what you enjoyed, so that they will go in first year, by 4 years they come out. The president said 4 years before years.
Yeah.
Will that be down? It can't be the issue, because they will lose some. Otherwise, they will now make sure that immediately they call off this strike, they will subject them to the unprepared examination, and they will come and have vet. So that's the problem.
That's the truth. Anyways, like